Hello, hello. How are we all doing tonight? Fix that alignment a little bit. Come on. Almost got it. There we go. Cool. So, let's get this show on the road. Just move some windows around. Close all the stuff I don't need. That's making it hard to see anything. You know, the usual, right? Oh, there's the air compressor. I'm not using that right now. That's fine. Okay. Make sure I got this posted everywhere, which I certainly don't. Could really do with like a script or something to just blast out that I'm doing a stream everywhere. That would make things easier, wouldn't it? That would make things a lot easier, actually. Okay, let's get that there. Okay. Is that maybe everywhere? I think that's maybe everywhere. Cool. Well, let's come up with a plan and get going here. Okay, actually, let me just make sure that this is actually streaming. That's always good. Yeah, it's actually streaming. Wow, look at that. Technology's working. No way. Cool. Well then, shall we? Okay, so I guess we'll switch to this. So yesterday, or last stream, not yesterday, day before, we got these corners glued up, and we wanted to do these first because you're going to kind of set the distance here and then kind of work our way that way. So I'm thinking that's pretty much what we're going to do is get, I think we'll get these two pipes secured in the strut here. And then with these secured, we'll do our bending we got to do for the transition on this wall. And then we'll work our way through that room and down to where we're going to make our chiller connection. So I believe that means our first order of business is getting these pipes secured right where we want them. I think. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable plan to me. So I'm going to grab some more lighting here for us. Love a well-illuminated stream. And then, yeah, let's get to it. So I did install this strut with a laser level, so I'm going to guess the edge of that strut's pretty straight, or rather straight enough. Yeah, I think actually I'm going to bring the streaming cart this way towards the hallway. Should be interesting to do. Beep, 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 beep. You know, getting this out the hallway is going to be kind of hard, actually. Let's try our new camera out. A good friend of mine, Sen, he brought this cool little doodad, which is a PTZ camera. So I've got a remote for it, and I can just pan around. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that fun? I can even zoom in and out with it. So, and it gets pretty wide. So I think I've got a long enough cable to bring this out to the hallway with me. We're gonna find out. Oh. Well, I haven't disconnected the camera yet, so that's good. Hi. Where do we want to put this? This is about as far as I can get it. I'm gonna go with another tripod. I think another tripod is gonna be what makes this easy. And I'm also gonna plug back in the other camera that I just unplugged. Boop, boop. Okay, that's plugged back in, and let's get another tripod. Another tripod has been procured. I think I got this thing many, many years ago at a garage sale, and it has served me pretty well. I think it was pretty affordable too. Okay, well, well, that not wanting to come up is gonna make it interesting to get out the door. Come on. Come on. Hammer? There we go. All right, now we can fold that up and get it out the door. And then we're still gonna need to bring the streaming cart this way. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so now I should have the cable link necessary. Come on, please don't unplug. Come on. Oh, you're... Okay. We seem to have restarted the camera. Nice. Oh, it's back. Cool. Oh, it's doing its homing thing. That is... Oh, it's going all over the place. We're doing it live. Hi. Well, guess you can't quite see me yet. Oh, it's thinking about turning on. And it's just going to do its own thing right now. Cool. It'll be done, I think, eventually. Do I have to zoom out now? I think I got to zoom out now. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. It's a pretty good angle, actually. Yeah, that's perfect. Sweet. So now I can just walk around, bring my little remote around, and get you all close-ups of whatever it is I'm working on. Okay. Let's get some struts secured, shall we? Okay, so I'm missing a strut clamp there. I think I've got clamps here already. There we go. So prepared. Oh, I can't move it more to the side because of the... Okay, so we're just going to have to kind of loosen each of these. So how far from the edge of the strut should I have it? I don't know if there's a... I mean, I don't want to go too close, but I don't really know what the limit on that is. But that looks good, right? Yeah, that looks fine. There we go. That's secure. Nice. So now we'll move this one on over. So we get the rubber piece all the way in here. Zoom you all in a bit. Oh, that's as far as it goes up? Well, that should be fine. Got our handy dandy Dwyer flow meter 2-inch box. That's we've decided is our gauge. There we go, look at that. Got some tubes secured. Oh, and it shifted. Immediately shifted. Nice. Still the right spacing? Yep, still the right spacing. Cool. Let's go to the next one. There we go. I think that needs to be moved over just a little bit. Well, I guess I can just look at the camera. Does that look straight? Yeah, that needs to move over a little bit. Oh, that looks better. Okay, let's get a rubber boot installed on this one. Come on, there we go. Well, seems like my battery might be going. I might need to go run and get another battery for this real quick. Yep, I need either a drill or a battery. Maybe I'll just use the drill. Where is the drill? I thought the drill was up here. You know what? I think another battery's gonna be the fastest. Let's get another battery. Okay, additional battery procured. I think it's charged. Hey, there we go, it's fully charged. Oh, come on. Really should have a slightly deeper socket for this. But it works, so. Okay, on to the next. Well, let's straighten that out just a little bit first. Oh, too much. Yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. I like that. I want to be back just a little bit more first. There's the rubber piece. Look straight. I think it's just the 90 at the end that's making it not quite look straight. Yeah, that looks good. And like the pipe is itself like a little bit curvy, so it's hard to make it perfect. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, just one more to do. Actually, I think I'm going to leave these ones not tight for now, so I'll have an easier time gluing up these 90s. So I think that is pretty much what we needed to get clamped down. Now it's time to start working that direction. Let's change our camera. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. So these ones here, I may or may not need to do some thermal adjustment, or some bending. Let's see how these line up. These might actually just be perfect. Oh, these. Oh, yeah, these are perfect. I don't need to mess with that at all. That couldn't have worked out. That couldn't have worked out better. Cool. Let's, yeah, sweet. Okay, let's get this one right where I want it. Tappy tap tap. Yeah, I think that's pretty much as good as that's gonna get. Don't really need the fume extraction right now, so I can just kind of move out of the way. So let's try and do all this without shifting it too much. Oh, interesting. Well, it's a little, like where it's coming out of the wall relative to the strut is a little bit low. We'll see how clamping it down feels. Yeah, that's putting a bit of force on that. So we're probably going to want to do a little bit of work to adjust that. Okay, I'm going to get the heat gun and figure out how to do this. You know, I could have thought ahead just a little bit and have pre-staged the heat gun, but I was getting ready and I saw the heat gun really nearby. It's like, oh sweet, it's ready. But I didn't make it very close, and there's a lot of places that are nearby. Oh, it's right here. There we go. Okay, so heat gun procured. Challenge number 2 is, where do I get power from? Oh, actually, is that close enough? That is not close enough. So we will need a short extension cord. I'm going to vent this microscope right here because its vacuum pump is making some noise. See here, vacuum. Why? Okay, vent inhibit. Okay, vent inhibit's cleared. Vent. I have withdrawn the stem detector, and if any of you know Zeiss, then you'll know that withdrawing the stem, telling it that you have indeed withdrawn the stem detector is a very Zeiss thing. Okay, objective 2, very short extension cord. So we don't want to use a long extension cord with a heat gun. I think we're going to borrow the one that we're using for this light right here, because that is by far the most expedient thing to do at the moment. Okay. Oh, I have another light right here. I guess I could just be pointing this light better. That would help. Well, that seems to not be doing, well, it's not doing great things with exposure. That's kind of working. Kind of. I think if we just zoom in on it a bit more, it'll auto expose better. Come on. There we go. Actually, let's switch to a different camera, I think. Well, yeah, this will be fine to start. So if we do this, oh, the shadow. There's got to be another plug for lighting around here somewhere. Let's see here. Maybe we'll just do bounce. Is that going to auto expose any better? No? Yes? Hey, okay, there we go. Okay, so let's release this clamp. Hello to those of you who just joined. We are working on adjusting some angles on some piping right here so that it goes through this wall better. Okay, so we want to bend down here. So we want to go like kind of over, down, and then over. So I think what we'll do is we'll do our downward bend here, so I can just kind of bring it down like this. And then once we kind of come down, then we'll do our upward bend right here and come back up with it. And I think I'm gonna get a damp cloth to put over this tube so I don't melt it. Yeah, let's do a damp cloth over the tube to avoid melting. Okay, we have a damp cloth now. Yeah, this really is kind of a... Actually, what we'll do is we will free up this one zip tie holding on this airline right here and just move the airline to inside of the strut, and that should actually do a pretty dang good job at protecting it. Look at that, tucked up in there, real easy. Cool. And I think we can still go ahead and put our cloth in maybe. Find out how well that wants to stay up in there. I can put a few of these in to kind of wedge it up in there maybe. 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 Oh, that actually worked a treat. Cool. Okay, so again, the plan is let's get this out of the way some. So we're going to bend it down for our first one. We're going to target right here. So this stuff, it kind of takes a second for it to soften because its thermal conductivity of the plastic is quite poor. So you can, if you're not careful, you can overheat the outside and the inside won't even be warmed up yet. So we're going to take it slow to start. In fact, we're just going to keep taking it slow. We're not going to not take it slow. Okay, I can feel it starting to do what we want it to. Okay, that's doing what we want. Hold that while it sets. Got this wet rag right here. Should just use that to get it to cool down. And just like it takes a while for the heat to travel through it to warm it up, it takes a while for the heat to come back out of it to set it. So we're going to hold it for longer than we need to, or longer than we think we need to. And it's a pretty, on this side, it's a pretty slight bend we're doing. Okay, that's cooled down. Yep, that's holding the bend. Cool. So now that we got the first part of our compound bend done, we're going to go closer to the wall and do our second part so that when we lift it back up, it'll be right up against the strut where we want it. Okay, I can feel it just starting to soften. Put just a bit more heat into it, and I think we'll have it. Cool, and I think we'll get that clamped into place while that's cooling. Well, it's gonna make that tube getting it too bad harder. So we'll just hold that up by hand and get that cooled down. Nice, that's a nice little dog leg right there. Perfectly adapted. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's do the next one. One adjustment I think I am going to go ahead and make is I'm going to loosen this up so I'll have an easier time on that downward bend. And by loosen up, I mean completely remove, completely unclamp. Oh, that's in there. How to get that out with tools I have in front of me? Oh, I got a flathead screwdriver, perfect. Okay. You're working right next to that polyurethane line again, so we will put our... Oh, this one really got it right where we want it. That's great. Let's put this up and in. Protect our airline. Come on. I guess that's really not going to go all the way in because it's got the airline in, so... Once again, we're going to start with our downward bend first, so then we can bring it back up. Okay, I can feel that softening up. We'll give it just a bit more. Oh, it's just doing what we want on its own. Cool. Okay, that's nice. That's softened up. eyeballing it. That pretty much looks like what we want there. Got our water on it. Let that cool down all the way so it locks it into place. Cool. That one's nice and set how we want it. So now we'll do our second bend closer to the wall. This is going easier than I hoped it would. I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, it's starting to soften up, but I want to give it a bit more. I find if it's a little bit past where it softens up, I've got an easier time kind of controlling the shape on both sides of it. Oh, that one's even nicer than the first one I did. Cool. Use our cloth to set it. So how's everybody doing tonight? You all working on microscopes of your own or what? Okay, is that set up yet? We'll give it just a bit longer just to be sure. Well, it's warming the wet cloth up, that's for sure. Cool, that feels like it's set. Nice, I like it. Okay, now that that's all set, we can get everything clamped back together, starting there. Favorite gyroscopic screwdriver. Apparently they discontinued this model. I have no idea why. This thing's awesome. You just pull the trigger and you turn it in whatever direction you want it to go, and it just does. It's amazing. Okay, we got that loosely in. We'll get our fancy spacer box thing that we randomly found that happens to be 2 inches. Get this tightened down. It's also got a clutch in it that locks the drive shaft, so you can just like torque on it, and it doesn't like transmit that force back into the gearbox, which is pretty great, I think. Okay, got those locked down. Let's hop down, check our alignment real quick. See if we want to give it any taps, which it looks like we do, but I gotta step back further to really see it. Yeah. Oh, dropped my socket. Okay, I think that's perfect now. Well, it's not perfect. It's never gonna be perfect. It's PVC. It was stored on a rack and left to sit for who knows how long, and it got bent in all kinds of different directions. Well, I mean, I know it wasn't that long. All this pipe is actually pretty new stuff. According to the date on it, it's less than a few months old. Yeah, that looks good. It's only something I'll see every single time I walk by if I don't have it as straight as I end up wanting it, you know? I mean, the joke is nobody will know, but you'll know. Okay. So I'm happy with where it is left to right, or on these ones now. So now I get to clamp it on here. But first we gotta get our air tube back out. Okay, that's freed. Get these rotated back into place. Come on. You can do it. I know you can do it. There we go. Oh, that shifted it quite a bit. Okay, we'll need to make sure everything's set correctly, but I don't think I shifted this one very much. So let's get some clamps on it before we go any further. I think I have the clamps up here. I might be short one clamp, but I can go retrieve that. Okay, so that one's in and torqued. So let's take a step back, see how our other one's looking. Okay, it needs to move over just a bit. I guess I could just use my spacing gauge for this. Yes, gauge says it's too close. There we go. Okay, do I have another clamp up here? I do have another clamp up here. Well, I have at least 2/3 of a clamp. I might have a full one. Yep, I do have a full clamp. There we go. Oh, I got a complete clamp there. Cool. Hey, I think that we are done with this section out here. That's exciting. I like that a lot. That looks good. That looks real good. Cool. Okay, so what shall we do next? I think we're gonna keep working our way into the facilities room. So what have we got next to do? We got some more bending to do. We got some gluing. Okay, so we're gonna move that direction with our gluing and our bending. So I think we're gonna do some rearranging of all of our cameras and lights and tripods and whatnot now. Oh, wake up, please. Thank you. Oh, beep. Oh, we got short cables. Oh, I got a whole tangled mess here to clean up. This is gonna be fun. Okay, let's get this moved back in here because we're not going to be using it out here for a bit. Actually, next time we use this, we're going to be using this all the way over there, and that's going to be a kind of a whole different setup. So. Okay, let's get the fume extractor moved out of the way. Okay, that bought us a little bit more distance on that cable. I guess if we just bring this tripod closer, that'll get us a lot more distance on this cable. Can bring this one in here. Oh, audio's working. Thank you, Greg, for letting me know the audio wasn't working. But as soon as I got audio working, I lost my other camera completely. I wonder... Huh. Well, that was weird. Okay, cool. We got audio back. But why... I wonder if that has anything to do with why my, other camera isn't working. Did that do anything to fix my other camera? Well, it didn't fix the other camera, but hey, at least we got audio back. Thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, I don't know how long audio wasn't working for, but a lot of that was me cleaning off the heat gun after I accidentally melted a plastic bag onto it. Yeah, there's a third camera that I've got that is, it was working at the beginning of the stream and it isn't working now, but I do have cameras 1 and 2 still, so that's good. Okay, let's get back to bending some pipe here. Thank you very much for pointing that out. Curious how long it would have gone before noticing that my audio meter wasn't doing anything. I don't know why it stopped working. So we're going to try heating up both these joints at once this time so that we can just get this nailed on the first try instead of kind of having to go back and forth a bunch. And then I'm going to focus on heating the top side up because that was the side I had trouble getting heated up last time. I am going to hang this back up just so I don't have to hold it the whole time. There we go. So the joint closer, or the bend closer to the wall, I can feel that that's heated up adequately. Although we're gonna have to keep it warm. Okay, I can just see this one starting to move. But neither of them are moving as much as I want them to quite yet. Okay, we're getting close. Okay, there we go. Cool. Dog leg number 3 is just about done. Then we'll do number 4 right here. And that's all of the bending like this we're gonna have to do. And I'm glad, because this is a little bit more tedious than gluing stuff together. I could have used 245s here probably. I think this is just barely enough of a bend that I could do 245s to keep it straight. I could have also done 245s at kind of an angle to take up all the extra bend for the other one, but I think this is cleaner. I'm happy with those bends though, those look good. So let's get a clamp up on here. There we go. Nice, I like it. Other than the fact that I'm pretty sure that strut needs to, yeah, that strut needs to change a bit. Yeah, that strut needs to go like this. Okay, let's find, where did I put the drill? Let's find the drill. It's not there. It's not there. Is it here? No. What did I use the drill? Where did I use the drill last? Where did I put the drill after using the drill? These are all good questions. These are all really good questions. Hi. How did I remember what I did with the drill last. There's the drill. Cool. Okay, I have located the drill. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. One of the screws I held this piece of strut on with is directly underneath the pipe. That's fun. Oh, okay, that works. Did that straighten it out? Yeah, just about. Okay, that's as far that way as that side can go. So let's loosen up this clamp and then move it this way some. No drill needed. Just some, oh, that's weird. That camera's frozen. Why is that camera frozen? It's not frozen on this screen. Did that unfreeze it? No. Okay, there we go. That's back. That was weird. Okay, so let's loosen this up. Let's get this popped open. There we go. And then let's hit it. Sure, that sounds great on the audio. Sorry for that. Should I I'll mute myself next time I hit it if I need to hit it. Let's just use the right angle, the square, and see if we got that 90 to the pipe about. Well, yeah, something. Okay, just a bit more. Okay, that, oh, well, glad to hear I wasn't bursting anybody's eardrums. That's looking pretty square now. Yeah, that's where we want it. Cool, okay, let's get that tightened down. Okay, so we got our first one bent. Pretty happy with it. Oh, third one, I guess. So let's move on to this one. I think we're going to do the same thing again with heating both of them up at the same time. That seems to be what worked pretty well last time. So I think we'll just do that again. Yeah, so is there a better way of doing this? If anybody can think of a better way of doing it than heating both up at the same time, I'm all ears, but I can't really. Without like cutting jigs or something, I can't think of anything that easy. Okay. Yeah. I think that we're just gonna do the heat both angles up at the same time thing again. I'm gonna go ahead and put another clamp back here to hold it up while I'm working. That was very convenient last time. Okay, round 4. So I'm focusing on the area that has been the hardest to heat up for me. I'm gonna do that first. Not gonna get it all the way. I'm just gonna start getting some heat into that part. I wonder what the thermal transfer functions of the PVC are. It's probably a pretty good thermal insulator. Actually, I'm going to mark where I am doing these bends, because without the bend made first, I'm going back and forth between the two locations I'm doing the bend. I anticipate it to be a little bit challenging to remember exactly where I was heating last time. Estimating how much it's going to move by once I bend it up. Probably overestimated there, so we'll move that back a little bit. Cool, and then we'll be able to see exactly how well I match these two. The other side was pretty easy to match because I didn't have to move it that very far. Not quite the case on this side. Okay, audio is still working, cool. Okay, starting to get them soft. And when I do the bend in this one, I'm going to want to use my my spacing gauge. Okay, I think we got it. My spacing gauge, it isn't up here currently. Ah, damn it. Okay, well, guess we're not going to use that this time. Okay. Oh, I want the gauge. I'll do it quickly. Although I shouldn't be saying do quickly when it involves me getting up and down a ladder. So we'll do it reasonably, and it'll still be plenty soft probably. Yeah, it didn't firm up that much. Well, I got pretty close to matching them. Not too upset. Oh wow, 0.13 watts per millimeter. That's not great. I mean, it's a good insulator. It's a really good insulator. Compared to 0.8 watts per millimeter Kelvin. Watts per meter Kelvin. Wow. So glass is 0.8, PVC is 0.13. That's impressive. That explains why it's so slow. Ooh. Okay. I mean, it looks good on camera, I think. Cool. Well, hopefully that's the worst part of this. I think everything else from here is going to be a lot easier and less work than that was. Yeah, that took like 15 minutes to do. Which I certainly, especially in this arm, I feel having held my hands above my head for like 15 minutes. Wow, 0.13. Yeah, it's when I was doing some test bends to figure out how this was going to work, I heated it up so much that the outside of the PVC got shiny, and it like still wasn't bending, and then it all of a sudden just like flopped over. It's like, oh, thermal conductivity has something to do with what's going on here. So I think it just took quite some time. Even though the outside was hot enough for it to get shiny, the inside still needed more time to warm up enough to be able to bend. I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, that is ready to clamp, actually. Let's see if I got... Okay, don't have a complete clamp up here, so let's get another one from the bucket. I feel like I should have more clamps than I do. Let's take the heat gun out of the equation for now so I don't end up with another melted bag on it. Let's put this somewhere to cool down. Oh, it's only 80? Huh. Well, I guess that, yeah, I could have used CPVC, and CPVC has a lot better moderate temperature performance, I'd say, not even high temperature performance. But yeah, you don't want to use PVC with hot water, you want to use CPVC with hot water. Do you know what the glass transition temperature of CPVC is? Oh, I heard that. Well, it's not warm, so that's good. Look at that. That's the worst of it right there. Cool. So glad that that's done in particular. Oh, and there was one of these that was loose. Yeah, let's fix that one that was loose. There we go. Rest of these tight. Okay. Well, it's above boiling. Where the transition temperature of CPVC is above boiling. So I guess that's why they use it for hot water in buildings. Okay, now we gotta move on to, oh, okay. This is gonna get a little bit interesting. So this is where I'll go handheld here for a brief tour. Once I untangle my camera fully. There we go. Okay. Please focus. So there's what we just did. Yeah, I guess it's pretty close. Not perfect, pretty close. So we've arrived to this part. So now we need to cut these to length and put some 90s on to do the run that goes along all this strut over to our vertical section over here. Okay, so we know we want a 2-inch gap between them, but that doesn't really tell us exactly what we want for our, like how different the length should be. I think what we're gonna do is just get our first one cut. Well, no, we need to do some math. That's what we need to do. Maybe you can do this math for me, Greg. So we need to figure out if we want a 2-inch spacing on our pipes. What is the difference in length on the pipes in the corner that we want? And we could do math to figure this out, or actually another idea, I could just use the pipes over here and just measure. Well, actually, what I'm going to do first, before I do any of this, well, this is 3/4 inch PVC. I think the OD is something like 1 1/8. I'm not actually sure about that. I can measure the OD. It is just under 1/16 inches. So it would just be, instead of, okay, so if it should just be 3 1/16 inches difference between the lengths here would give me a 2-inch gap between. If I think that's right. I'm pretty sure that's right. Let me measure the other one and make sure that's right. Well, actually, I'm going to finish this first. So to finish this, I'm just going to put these tubes back up. These are a 3D printed strut clip of our own design here. These are parametric and FreeCAD. I should probably post the source for these on GitHub. Use them all over my shop. Although, I mean, I've got some ideas for improvements on them too, though. But that's no reason not to post the source. I mean, it kind of is, but it also, you shouldn't let that stop you from making something open source. Although, if you post it, somebody will use it, and then if it's not good, you'll feel bad. So. A little bit too much torque on that one. There we go. Probably a little bit too much on that one too, honestly. Cool. Okay, let's get these clipped back up. The water cooling run for the microscopes in the front on like this side of the hallway was a little bit easier because I just had to go over this door, so I just go up and over and down. But the run for the microscopes on the other, that are topologically speaking on the other side of this hallway, required something a little bit more complicated. I like this routing better than the behind and like underneath their routing, so. Yeah, this is all the extra length right here. So both of these are going to get cut down. So I'm going to go grab a, I'm just going to grab calipers and just make this easy. And those are dial indicators, not calipers. Where's the calipers? There's the calipers. Yep, there's a chiller dedicated to this new scope. It's a Thermoflex 900. But this scope isn't going to be here forever. In fact, I've got a number of scopes we're going to be cycling through up here. But these lines will be used with whatever chiller is being used at the time. So let's see here. 1/8 is 125. So about 6.067, so 1.067 inches. Okay, getting 1.09. But well, actually, a little bit less than that. I am just kind of waving calipers around up in the air here, so yeah, it's looking like 625. Thank you. And our OD is quite variable, actually. Wow. Between 1.036 inches and 1.056 inches. Okay. So yeah, so so about so 3 plus point, so 3.0506 approximately. If it's not perfect, it's okay. It'll be damn close. And I think damn close is gonna be good enough in this case. Why is that camera not working? I really want that other camera to work, but I don't think I want to take the time to debug that on stream, so. Okay, next thing that we are going to do then is yeah, we actually can clamp these down now, I think, because I should be able to cut both of them. Next thing we're gonna do is find the pipe cutter. There it is. Oh, I don't need you right now. How did you? Okay, thank you, Siri. I love this tool. Gotta be careful with it, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't see 0.065 by eye. I mean, I can tell something straight, but this thing doesn't always cut straight anyways, so. Okay, so can we? Yes, we can indeed just cut that once it's secured. So is there any reason I can think of right now to not just clamp these down? Honestly, no. I think clamping them down is going to make everything I'm about to do easier. So let's just get them clamped. You know, it is terrifying, but it's less fatiguing than the ones you got to squeeze like 9 times for every cut you want to do. And it's really fun to use too. There's certainly tools that I am more scared of than that one. But I have a pretty healthy fear of that one. Did I get that straight? Yeah, it is harder to have nightmares about the squeezy ones. That's not straight. Well, something's not straight. I'm not sure what's not straight. Well, I guess that's, yeah, straight enough. Okay, so we'll use our spacer to get the other one set. Okay, I got these clamped in. So then we just need to decide where we want our first one and then measure some distance past that, and that will be our second cut. Cool. Let me grab a 90. Unless I have one up here. Oh, well, I have a bad 90. So something didn't go right in the mold making on this one, so we're not going to use this one. Should probably mark it somehow, do something with it. In the interest of doing this quickly, I'm just going to use the marker I have right here and write bad on it a few times. This is, I guess, an administrative control. Throwing it away would be elimination. Hopefully I don't regret not eliminating it. Okay, that's my only loose fitting 90. So I'm going to grab some not loose fitting 90s. There we go. Okay, it looks like I have enough 90s to finish this project too. That's cool. Seth F. made this pipe. Oh. Okay, that pipe isn't actually really on the wall yet. It can move over left or right. So I don't have to like perfectly nail my distance to meet up with that pipe down there right now. That's great. I do probably need to be a little bit more to my left than I think I do because of how the strut's lined up on the wall over there and how the strut being on the wall kind of offsets things. So I think this is about an inch deep if I recall correctly. Yeah, basically it's an inch deep. So we'll go ahead and just mark on the outside of this one just for the sake of helping me out with layout here. Okay, we got an inch deep marked. So then the question is, how far over do I need to come with this? Where's my mark? No, I just made the mark. There it is. Well, if I go here, I know that I'm good. But if I want to maximize space, I need to get as close as I can. So we'll bring it in a bit. Okay, I'm pretty confident that I'm safely far enough over right now. I think I've got about a ½ inch of room here. Now, I've worked pretty hard to maximize how far over I am on the rest of my strut run. And wherever my most narrow section is gonna ultimately be what like limits how much stuff I can put on this strut. I just dropped the 90 that I was working on, so let me mark another one. If I want to be really precise at this, I would get my laser level out, but that feels a little bit excessive for the moment, but yeah, we'll just give it a little bit of extra space. Although, what I actually have to be careful of too is there's the screws in this on the end here, and I don't want to set this up such that I have one of my strut clamps directly on top of one of the screws, because it just won't fit right. It just would not fit right. I'm glad I thought about that now, actually, because I think I was, with the spacing that I was doing, I was basically going to put this directly on top of this screw, which I do not want to do. Okay. So I can either be there, or I need to be a lot further over than that. Just keep dropping stuff today. Okay, I think I need to be further over because I'm pretty sure that having it to the right of that screw is not far enough over. And of course, oh man, every one of these screws is going to be a little bit different too. Okay, we're just gonna, yeah, we're gonna go further to the left of the screw. Hide my square, why? Make it take too long, what are you thinking? Yeah, I was basically going to go directly on top of this screw. So that's good that I checked that. Okay, we'll give myself a, about that far away from that screw. Well, that fits in there pretty well. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, all in, I'm like a ½ inch further over than I want it to be, really, so that's not that bad. Good morning. Welcome to the chaos. You're just in time to see me cut some pipe and hopefully not regret decisions. Okay, we got that marked. Measure twice, cut once though. And I've spent a very long time measuring once so far. From approximately, what part of the world are you hailing from, Peter? I'm gonna guess it's 8 or 9 hours difference from Pacific time. Oh, right, we talked about this last stream. I remember now. Or not last stream, stream before, I think. The middle of nowhere, if I recall. Well, I'm giving myself some extra space. I think I'm ready to cut it. I think that I'm ready to cut it. Yeah, what could go wrong? I'd only have to, well, I mean, if this, worst case, I cut it, I put a union in. I have a union in the middle of the pipe, whatever. Let's cut some pipe, shall we? I'm gonna go to move the camera a little bit so I can get a close-up of that pipe cutting shear in action. See if we can give Greg the most vivid nightmare possible. Because apparently my pipe cutting shears are nightmare inducing. Which I understand why. They are kind of terrifying. Wonder why this would be scary at all. No idea. No idea why. Another reason I decided how far apart to put the pipes was far enough apart that I could get this in. There we go. All there is to it. Let me find that piece that fell. I feel like that's the type of thing that's a really, really good tripping hazard. There it is. Come on. Okay. So when I cut this, I think I said I wanted an extra 8 inches, is what we decided, 6 inches? No, we added 2 for 10. Okay, so I decided that I wanted this to be an extra 10 inches to give me some mistake room. And then I ended up with an extra 10¼ inches, so that's not that bad actually. That's pretty close to what I expected. So now I need to measure out 3.065 inches from the end of this one to do my cut on this one. And then after that, we need to file my edges down to do my chamfers. Okay, so 3 and a smidge. Okay, so looking at the mark I made, I want to be just a little bit to the right side of the center of my mark. Yeah. Let's check that one more time. 3. And that's, I feel like this square has led me wrong before. Does this like actually feel like the right number of inches? Right, do the inches feel great on it? Yeah, they do. Okay. Oh, right. That end is in tenths of an inch, not fractional. That one is weird. Okay, let's use this. Let's use the square that I trust more. It's just easier. Okay, we want to be on the right side of that mark, actually, not in the middle of that mark. Okay, one more round of pipe cutting for now, and then it's gluing time. Oh, I dropped more round tripping hazards, i.e. PVC, so let's get that picked up off the ground. There we go. Done, 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 done. That was for Greg's benefit. Okay. Right to the right of it. Yeah, you know what, let's closing that up for now. I have a piece, I have a 90 here. That's kind of loose. That after I file this, which I should have my file up here, I think. No, where's my file? Actually, I think it might even slide on without the file. Yeah, it does slide on without the file. Okay, so there's 190 up. Probably should have stepped off the ladder to reach that part. Well, the marks line up pretty much, so I'm in the right ballpark. Okay, let's cut it. There we go. And I can just barely see the mark on the end of my cut. So I cut it right where I wanted to. And there it is. Okay. There we go, they're cut. Let's do our chamfering and then we'll move everything around to get ready for our gluing. You know, I am making some plastic dust, so I might as well set the fume extractor dust collector up now. That's going to be some fun moving stuff around. So get that thing set up over here. So there's one camera for us. So I gotta get that tube right there. I get that tube right there, two right there. This will be some fun wiggling stuff around. I think I'm gonna take the streaming cart and go here with it. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. Level you out a little bit. Come on, just give me a little bit, too much. There we go. More or less. I mean, it's a clown room. What am I gonna do? Okay. I wish you were working. Bring my weighted stand over. Maybe it'll fit. Maybe it'll fit if I bring the tube up first. There we go. Okay, let's get this extended up to our work area. Nope, that's not the right one. Nope, that's also not the right one. That's the right one. Okay, let's get the camera zoomed in and stuff. Get some more lighting on it, because I got the light right here, might as well use it. Oh, too much. There we go. Actually, I see this camera's battery's dying, so let me swap it out real quick. Hi. What are you working on today, Peter? Okay, battery successfully swapped. We'll get that on the charger. Lock. Huh. Unlock. There we go, look at that. Oh, was that just set low the whole time? I think that was. What's next on your SEM? I want an air liquefier too. I've got a cryostem. I just don't use it because I don't have nitrogen, or I don't have liquid nitrogen on hand for it. But okay, let's get the extractor turned on. Okay, extractor's on. Now that all of those yaks have been shaved, let's see how my extraction's looking. Looking good. I wonder what it is from down here, where I actually have my cans and stuff. Well, it's wow, it's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. I'm going to move it down slightly. That might help some. That was plenty good up top. For down there, I'm pretty happy with how it is, but up here is really where I want it to be good. But we're good on this one. We need to be a little bit closer to this one. Its efficiency will possibly round to 0. What do you mean? For your liquefier? Where'd my file go? There's my file. That is one well-chamfered pipe. $10 of cooling for 3K input power. Yeah, that's how it goes with. You're gonna do a Peltier stack or something? Or helium cryocompressor and cold head. Okay, there's one chamfered. GM cooler, what do you mean by that? Wow, it's kind of amazing how, well, I guess that's, oh, that's just the, okay. I was like, wow, this pipe isn't very centered, or like the inconsistent wall thickness, but no, it's just the kind of the part that's deformed from the pipe shear. Two-stage helium system. Oh, okay, okay. When you said GM, my head just went to like GM tube for a Geiger counter, Geiger Muller, and I couldn't think of anything else besides that. Okay, that looks a lot more even now that I got that whole extra burr cut off. We gotta get better tools for this. Okay, where'd that 90 I dropped earlier go? There it is. So what's not working on your SEM still, or what original stuff is not working on your SEM? Okay. Now that's weird. Fits so easily on this one. It does not want to fit on this one for some reason. Oh, I see why it doesn't want to fit. Okay, that should fit pretty easily now. Oh yeah, definitely validate that your Stigmator amplifiers are working correctly. Is your Stigmator like railed right now? Like, is it just all the way to one edge when it's optimized? Okay, so I can't, if I'm up against the ceiling, I can't rotate it. So I need to start that angle and then push and twist on like that. Okay, I think we're ready to do the glue up here. Cool. Okay, let's get the primer opened. Let's get the glue opened. Okay, let's go fast. Not too fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Okay, that went well. So when you're optimizing your image right now and you're doing your stigmation on your image, when you get the image like as close to fully stigmated, are your stigmator knobs like all the way to one side? Huh, I should have done this other one first. That would have been easier, but that's fine. And then other lessons learned, to get the angle set correctly, I needed to put a piece of pipe in it. So I could have had that in from the get-go. Huh, does the photo CRT work by turning the HV off on it? Is that how it turns off when you're not doing a photo? I was lucky that on my ISI I got several of those plugs with it. If you look at my channel, actually, like all of my older live streams are, or a lot of them, are on my ISI. It's my most live streamed microscope, I think. Okay, 90 number 1 done. Let's go for number 2, why don't we? You're not seeing much improvement from the stigmator, so it just doesn't, like, does it do anything to the image? Oh no, I need that. So are you not using the photo CRT anymore is the idea? Okay, so that's gonna go on. I'm gonna rotate. It's gonna go on. I'm gonna rotate on. I'm gonna get that in so I can get that set. So I can leave that like that. Well, if I have this off, I can rotate further on, but I think that's an adequate distance. Let's move this a little bit so it's out of the way of my swing. Cool. Okay. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Not enough solvent. Or not enough primer. Okay, that was smooth. That was one of my better ones yet. Yeah, I don't ever think I actually did digital image capture on my ISI. I think I only ever did CRT-based pointing the DSLR at the. Yeah, I only ever pointed the DSLR at the photo CRT and that microscope for acquisition. It worked really well. I got great images off it. Actually, the profile picture on Discord and on this channel is a DSLR image of that CRT of a IC. Okay, now that those are done, I can get these capped off. Oh, cool. It's a whole nother chunk of tubing done. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so next I'm doing the run to that wall. So those are, that's going to be interesting. I really should basically cut that exactly to length, I think. Oh man. The way that the clown room strikes again, because the wall that these are going to is is the wall that's at an angle, or is the wall that's at an angle like that. So both of them are going to need to be different lengths, and the length highly depends on exactly where the vertical tube is left to right. Oh, that's not going to be easy to do. Oh man, that's annoying. That's really annoying, actually. Holy shit. Interesting. I might make this a tomorrow me problem. I'm very, very tempted to make this a tomorrow me problem. Unless I can think of a good way of doing it right now. Here, I'll bring the camera around, show you all what I'm facing here. Oh, that is not fun. Yeah, it's like 12:30 right now, 12:25. It's a good time to stop. I'm just gonna, I'll show you all exactly what the problem I'm dealing with is. Kind of load it in to be kind of churn on the problem overnight, and I'll probably come up with the easy way of doing it by tomorrow. Hi. Okay, so here's what, oh, you froze. There we go, we're back. Okay, so we got those glued up. That short piece sticking out is just a short piece sticking out. It's not it's not glued in. It's just there so that when I twisted it, it ended at the right spot. So this is the, those are the bends that we did earlier. I think those turned out pretty nice. Pretty happy with that. So now I need to go from these two. Come on. Oh, wow, you're really not feeling this area. You go from these two down that strut to the wall down there. But you'll notice the wall down there is not, it's not a 90-degree corner. So that means that when it goes into those ones, depending on where those tubes come up left to right, it's going to be closer to or further away from here. So I need to measure this out. I would need to get those tubes exactly where I need them to be left to right. And then the other challenge is that what I would like to do is cut the tubes long, put them in, and then with the tubes cut long, with the tubes cut long, glue it, and then come back to that end and then cut them exactly to length. But there's actually not a lot of extra room or extra length on that end. Like everything is kind of already very close to the wall. So if I take into account how much extra distance I need to kind of start with the tube outside the fitting and then push it in, I have very, very little extra tubing available already. And then cutting off really small chunks doesn't work very well. I can show you that right now, actually. So we'll open that up. We'll put a tube in, and we'll try to cut a really small amount off the end. So it's already kind of doing it crooked. It's going to kind of wander all over the place when it does this. Oh, that fell. So it did a rather... Here, let me reset my exposure here. Did a rather... Come on. Rather uneven cut. That wasn't that bad, actually. So I guess I can fine-tune it. But, yeah, that's kind of an interesting geometric constraint I've created for myself. I guess if I had glued in the horizontal run before I glued these pieces in, I could have like swung the piece up with the horizontal piece. Well, no, because that would have hit the, it would have hit the ground. I wouldn't have been able to get more. I wouldn't have been able to do more than like maybe 45-degree turn as I was installing it. I really want to do like at least a 90, ideally. So yeah, that's a fun set of constraints I've created for myself there. That's going to be interesting to figure out what to do. Huh. Okay. Well, I think with that, I am going to be signing off. Had a really great time doing that with y'all. I'll show you some of the stuff I did earlier on the stream too out here. Move this light out of my face. Okay, so this is, this was glued up earlier, but what we did today was get these nice and secured. We did a very small dog leg bend there, and then we also bolted down those runs. And looking at it now, I'm pretty happy with how straight those ended up. I don't have the clamps on at the very end, so that's why it's not quite straight down there. But the rest of that, I'm pretty happy with. And then coming into here, we've got the, oh, camera dropped out there. Okay. Okay, we're back. Hi. Let's look at what we did out there, gang. So last stream we got those glued up, but this stream we put the dog legs in there. Pretty minor dog legs compared to the other side. We got the pipe clamped up there, and then this stream we also got these tubes secured. Pretty happy with how straight those ended up. It's not quite, I don't have the clamps on the end on all the way yet, just to make it easier to do the gluing of the connectors down there. So that'll be probably next stream, assuming dealing with the clown room in here doesn't take too much time. But yeah, pretty happy with how that turned out over here. Oh, we lost the camera again. This USB-C cable is not it. Okay, I'll be very careful with the cable this time, try to get the footage. Okay, so one more time. There's what we did tonight. We did these dog legs here. These are a lot more minor dog legs than the ones that we did on the inside because the wall is a little bit closer to the ground on this side. We got, did I lose it again? Yep, I knew right when I lost it too. Okay, gonna be even more careful this time. We got these clamped up nice and straight today too. Pretty happy with how those turned out. And then it's not clamped down at the end yet. I left those unclamped in case I wanted them unclamped for when I do the glue up. But yeah, really happy with how it's turning out here. Coming in here, we got these dog leg bends we did today. Bit more of a substantial dog leg there. We got this clamped up. We got those 90s glued onto these pieces. And then when we pick it back up, we're gonna be working on doing the horizontal run from these 90s all the way down there. And that's where, how did we lose it that time? I don't know what happened that time. Oh, I know what happened that time. This is not a good USB-C cable. Not at all. And we're back. So we got those 90s glued on. And we're gonna do a run down that strut to that wall. And down to that wall is where we've got our valves. And we're going to deal with the rather interesting geometric constraints on length and how long I can have it before I do my final cuts and all that. Somewhat annoying stuff to deal with, but that is a tomorrow me problem. So yeah, that was a fun stream. Enjoyed getting more progress done on these. I think these pieces right here were going to be the most work because of the dog legs there. That was a little bit tedious to do. This next run from here, getting the length right on that is going to be kind of annoying, but once the length is set, it's set, and it should be pretty easy. So anyways, I really appreciate y'all joining me for this stream here. Had fun putting up all these tubes, and can't wait to pick this up next time. I'll see y'all tomorrow or the next day. You have a lovely evening or lovely morning for those of you joining us from the UK. And yeah, we'll see you around. And let's see here. Stop streaming. Good night, y'all.